Mike Weaver, and welcome to another tutorial in the Audit Weaver system. This is number 4 on sampling. Previously we created a circle, we made and added materials, and then we added tests to that material, and now we're going to go ahead and schedule it. So I'll go into sampling, and just to let you know, under sample data you can find other previously logged samples and the information and results associated with those, but for now we're going to go right into scheduling. System's just loading up a list of materials and tests that we can schedule. Previously we made vitamin C, so I'll just do a quick search. See vitamin C number 2, select it. I'll enter in a lot number. Let's call it 7890, and we'll make it urgent. We'll go ahead and log it. And you can put a comment in here if you like. It's part of the permanent record, and it's part of the alert notification system. For this one, we'll just leave it blank. You can see the item was successfully logged. It's given it a sample ID. There's our lot number. And the item and area come from the material that we created, and of course the circle association was also from that material. At this point we could print a barcode. You can see that here. You can change the size or just do a barcode only. We'll go back. I could also add an attachment if I want. If I'm on a camera capable device, I could add a picture or go to the camera roll, or I could take one at the time. I can also on my desktop browse for any type of file, a PDF or an Excel spreadsheet, anything that would go along with the sampling or the scheduling of the sample. For now, I'll just go back to sampling. And for this tutorial, I'm just going to do all the steps without changing. Obviously, normally in the lab or in the field, this would be done by different people. Someone would schedule it, and then someone may collect it. Let's say it's received by the testing laboratory, and then someone may go in and do the results, the analysts, and then of course you could have a QA reviewer and dispositioner. So we'll go ahead and collect that sample. The system's loading up a list of samples ready for collection. You can see the list right here. You can also just do a quick search for ours. Any sample that is urgent is designated with this red clock. Here's our lot that we're looking for. We'll go ahead and select that. You can see here that it was logged by Michael Weaver, date and time. There's no comment. Any attachments that were added at the material level would be visible here, as well as anything that was added at the time of schedule. We could add a comment. We'll say ready for shipping to the receiving area. So we'll go ahead and collect that. And now for the sake of this tutorial, we'll just go right in as the same person and receive it. This could be a lab or a contract manufacturer that is receiving this sample, or a test laboratory. We'll do a quick search once again. There's our sample. Here's the information on it. You can see when it was logged, when it was collected. Again, there's attachments that were added. There's a comment if you would like to add one at this time. There's my ready for shipping. Anyone subscribed to either this to this circle for a sample being logged or collected, or let's say received right now, would get a notification via email. And now we can go and say it's ready for testing or for result entry. So we'll just go right into that stage. Right now the system's loading up all samples that are ready for test results. And they're all here. We'll do a quick search. And there's our sample. This particular sample, if you remember in step 2, we only added, or I'm sorry, step 3, we only added one test, a quantitative test. You see it's a waiting data entry. I just went ahead and selected that. It's a purity assay with a result. You can see an upper limit of 105 weight percent and a lower of 100. These are anything you want them to be. This is how we set up this test. If there was any attachments to this test, you could see it right here. And of course the different versions. This is the first time we're going in, so it's the first version. So we'll go ahead and enter that result in. Make it 100 and let's say 1. I can add a comment if I like. I'll save that result. Now you can see the test area went to a gray shade. No longer says awaiting data entry. It says that it passed, and by the user date and timestamp of who passed it. If I wanted to, I could go in and modify it. And at this time I would just click on the little plus, and let's just say it's 106.6, and we'll go ahead and save that. Now it's asking me to enter a comment. Anytime other than the first result, it'll ask for and prompt for a comment and say data entry error. Click save. Now you'll see that it's failing. Again, a date and timestamp, and now the version. So what we'll do now is anyone that was subscribed to that would that it's ready for review, they would have been notified, because the sample is now ready for review. And I'm just going back into the sampling screen. You could have went in a little faster than that, but at any rate, if I am the QA person or the overchecker of that analyst and his work, I would go into that particular sample. There's only one there. I can see that it's failing and see what version. If I click on it, I can go in, go to version 1 and see that result and what comments were in there. We'll just go ahead and go back. And choose review. Again, it gives me a little overview of what I am going to review, how I'm going to set the status. And you can either approve it or not approve it. If you not approve it, it goes back into ready for data entry. If I approve it, then it will move on to the disposition stage. I'll go ahead and approve this. And now I can see everything in here that's ready for disposition. There's my sample. I see that it was failing. I can also see when it was approved and by whom. Again, if I want to see chain of custody, any attributes associated with that material or any attachments, I can do so right there. We'll go right into disposition. You see the chain of custody there. We want to set the status. I'll say this is ready for full release. That comment for the disposition will go on the C of A, or the certificate of analysis. And here we can choose from a number of different disposition options. I'll just say released. And there you have it. If I wanted to get a report, I can just go back to home, go to reports, go to sampling reports, and I will just look, should be at the end of my list. I have a lot of samples in here. And in future versions, we're looking at version 3.1. In this version, there is not a search mechanism, but there will be coming up very shortly. And here's our sample. And then I can go back in and do another barcode or certificate analysis or a chain of custody report. We'll do C of A. You can see here, I have the wrong logo with this account, but at any rate, purity assay, and you can see the result and if it failed. And I can go ahead and email myself a copy of this. Thank you.